So we do have some more updates regarding stimulus because there is more stimulus payments coming. And Americans are actually stunned by what is coming because of how people are going to get money. Again, I will address this in just a second, but I first want to read you a comment. This is a comment that I received just recently, and I will explain where the stimulus is coming from. And again, as we've discussed in the past, some people are going to be left out, others are going to get something. So let's get to the comment first, and then we will address other things. But all I ask is if you can spend 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button, and let's begin. So here's the comment that I received just the other day. It says, and I quote, Adam, I heard that the House passed a bill that will send $1,200 per month to adults and $600 per month to kids for 5 years. Do you know when this money will be sent out? I could really use the help, and it is about time they do something for us. Well, let's get right down to that. And again, if you could, do me a huge favor, go ahead and hit that like button. First, the House of Representatives did not pass a bill that would send $1,200 stimulus checks to adults for 5 years, nor did they do something for children for 5 years. The current House of Representatives, which is actually run by Republicans and by Speaker Kevin McCarthy, they would not even put this bill on the floor. Okay? The reason why they would not put this bill on the floor, and this is called, and I believe what this person is referring to, is the Support Act. The reason why Republicans would not put this bill on the floor is because right now they are trying to get Democrats to rein in spending. So to spend more money, $1,200 per month for adults, $600 per month for children, and do this for 5 years, this is seen as highly unlikely. There's probably a less than 5% chance this would even occur. Okay? But just because the $1,200 monthly checks for adults and the $600 monthly checks for kids is not happening right now does not mean that there's not something else that is currently in the works or something that is going out at the moment. Because what we do know is that many lawmakers are fighting for some form of a guaranteed payment, guaranteed income. That is what they want. Okay? They want this for the American people because we have seen over the past, even the past 2 years or 3 years, but more so over the past 5 to 10 years, many cities have implemented a guaranteed income pilot program. And from these programs, we have seen a lot of good things. We've seen poverty rates decrease. We've seen children get pulled out of poverty, adults pulled out of poverty. Crime rate has gone down. A lot of good things have been happening. But what are the costs to something like a guaranteed income pilot program? Well, that's where people are wanting to spend a little more time and effort, get the support of lawmakers, and get everybody behind it because it could be a good thing. Now I say it could be. Here's what we know. Lawmakers right now, they're trying to figure out a way to give the majority of Americans some form of income. Well, how do they do that? There's one thing out there that has been passed. We did experience this. And this is the child tax credit payments. So right now, according to lawmakers, the best thing that we could do for the American people would be to extend the child tax credit payments. That's that $300 per month for a child between the ages of 0 and 5, and it's $250 per month for a child between the ages of 6 and 17. They say this is guaranteed income they could get every single month, and this is why they're pushing for it. But again, this is just another one of those bills that some lawmakers say, yes, this is needed. Others say, well, this could be a good thing, but not at this time. But let's get to some of the stimulus that is actually coming your way. This is all stuff that's coming out now, okay? And again, this is going to look a little bit different because it's not just a physical check that the city, the state, or the country is handing you. It's looking a little bit different. I told you this was going to happen, and we are seeing it happen as we speak. So here's some of the additional stimulus that is going out. First off, Missouri residents. You guys went from a 5.3% state tax to now a 4.95% tax. I know it's not much, okay? It's actually very little, but every little bit counts. And I did the math, okay? I did the math, and so a a person in Missouri that is making minimum wage, you make $12 an hour, which is better than the majority of the country. So at a 5.3% state tax, somebody would pay $25.44 for every 40 hours that they work. Okay? A typical person works about 1,600 hours per year. So they would pay, instead of $25.44 for 40 hours, this same person would pay $23.76 per week with the new tax. That's only like $1.68 per week that this person is getting, right? So it's not a lot, okay? Not a lot of money, $1.68. But over the course of a year, 1,600 hours, this person would save $672. Okay, $672. That's what this person would save. So essentially, for people in Missouri, you're getting a $672 check at least, simply because, or a relief, simply because of a lower state tax. So that's actually pretty good. And again, more states are considering this as well, because not every state has a 0% state tax. Some states do, some states don't. But again, you do pay it elsewhere. Here's another stimulus program in Hawaii, and this is full-blown stimulus right here. Hawaii is offering a $500 rebate to e-bike purchases. Yeah, to e-bike purchases. Consider this. What is stimulus? Well, stimulus came out because we would need to stimulate the economy. One way to stimulate e-bike purchases is to give people a rebate, or give them a check that only works at a specific e-bike store. That's essentially what they're doing. So in order to qualify for this $500 rebate, you need to be 18 years old. You either need to be on SNAP benefits or Section 8, or you need to have, or can't have a vehicle with more than 4 wheels, right? With 4 wheels or more, or you can be enrolled in school or college, and then you can get this $500 rebate if you purchase an e-bike. But again, e-bikes are not cheap. Some go for a couple $1,000s. Some go for $10,000. So again, it really depends. But again, another form of stimulus. Here's another one. Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis signed a bill back in December, and this gives Florida residents a rebate of 50% off of their toll bill. So the credit, based off of what experts are saying, is the credit per year is going to be about $480. So essentially, people in Florida are going to get about $480 relief payment. That's at least in 2023. Today, this is actually today when these checks are coming out. Today is April 15th. But in Chelsea, Massachusetts, residents are going to get $200 to $400. They're actually going to get this through a Chelsea Eats program, and 438 households will receive some of this money. So that's pretty good news there. Now, these stimulus plans that we're seeing right now, these are not coming from the federal level. These are coming from the cities. These are coming from the states. That's what we're seeing. And I told you this before. Don't expect another stimulus check that has President Biden's signature on it. That's not going to happen. If you get a check, it will likely have your state governor's signature on it. Okay? That's where the check is likely going to come from, because the states have received billions and billions of dollars, a lot of which is actually unspent. This is what Republicans are trying to claw back. So at this time, this is why we're seeing more discussions on stimulus, because the states are trying to get rid of it before the possibility of Republicans clawing it all back. But again, the states that are sending out this money are more than likely a Democratic state. Okay? So even though your city or state may not be participating in additional stimulus programs as of right now, it does not mean that they won't in the future. So I just wanted to fill you in on what's going on, clarify that no, the House of Representatives did not pass a $1,200 stimulus check package. That's not happening. Just understand that is still in the works. They're still discussing it. There's still negotiations on it, but the vast majority of Congress would not support a $1,200 per month stimulus check. It didn't happen during the pandemic. It is definitely not going to happen right now. But if you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. But again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.